G'day everyone, I'm Jason Roberts, culinary expert, TV host, author, father, husband and friend. Welcome to my humble abode. And yes, it's the kitchen. It's the center of my passion. Now I tell you what, the basis to all good food preparation doesn't just start with really fresh, sensational seasonal produce, but also having the right tools. Check out the new line of Icook knives, known for comfort, quality, durability, and designed to last you a lifetime. Now here we have the utility knife, good for lots of little jobs, boning joints of meat. Here we have the paring knife, peeling garlic, taking the eyes out of potatoes, taking that core out of the tomato. Then we have the slicer. I love this one, it's good for slicing bread, tomatoes, taking the skin off a pineapple. And here we have the knife of knives, the chef's knife, good for big jobs, filleting a fish, cutting a big joint of meat, carving a joint of meat. It's just awesome. And then the santoku. Check out this hollowed ground edge, good for easy release. Lots of vegetable dishes are done with this knife. And there we have the set of Icook knives. Now let's take a look at the design features and what makes Icook knives the right tool for you. Here's our chef's knife, made of premium grade German stainless steel using a drop forged method. And what this means is, not only is the knife durable, but once you get an edge on this knife, you're going to keep an edge on this knife. Think about the design features in this knife as well. They're made with you in mind. Not only do we have safety, comfort and control, but when we hold this knife here on the bolster, which is the center of balance, not only we're safe, but we have control. Alright guys, now it's down to knife safety, the serious stuff. There's only so much we can do in regards to the knife and making it safe for you. We've done our work there. Now it's time to showing you the right way to hold your knife. If I see you doing this with your finger on top, where you have no balance, off with your fingers. Hey? What you really need to do is think about the shape of the knife, where we hold the bolster. Not strong, don't choke it, just hold it firmly. So when we're holding the knife, we're thinking about our other hand at the same time. We need to maintain our fingers and maintain our thumb. So let's just say we've taken a carrot, for example. How fortunate, here's one. We take the carrot, we hold our fingers front, our four front fingers to the front, our thumb behind. That way protecting our thumb. And then we're using the rocking motion of the knife. If I show you the knife here, and we have the curvature of the blade, that actually allows us to rock the knife. We don't need to be doing this. You know when you see the movies and the television, you see chefs doing this? It doesn't happen. You need to actually think about your fingers. Finger front, thumb behind, and using the rocking motion of the knife to get those really thin slices. I mean, to me, this is part of cooking. This is why I'm passionate about the food, is because nice clean cuts make for nice clean food. Now when it comes to knives, the chef's knife, he's the king of the chopping block. I love this particular knife because it just about does everything. The big jobs and the small jobs. Everything from cutting a pumpkin to cutting some cheese to slicing herbs, filleting a fish, filleting a piece of beef. It really is a wonderful knife. Check this out. It's as simple as having a sharp blade slicing straight through. Here we are just filleting a piece of pepper. Rolling your knife around just to remove the pith and the seeds all in one go. And the idea is that we can take that, let's say we have a stir fry, we want some thin battens, and because of the rocking edge of the knife, we rock it backwards and forwards. Now you can see it's actually my wrist doing all the work and not so much the shoulder and the elbow. Alright. Okay, we've got some cheese. Friends are coming over for a cheese plate. It's a matter of pulling out the big chef's knife, straight through. There you go, just topping that off. The little jobs, the herbs. Get rid of the edge. Now the idea with herbs and things like this is you're actually chopping the herbs, you're not mincing and bruising the herbs. There's nothing worse than getting a beautiful bunch of fresh herbs and then you bruise and mash them and then they smell like grass rather than herbs. So once again, I'm using the safety of four fingers front, thumb behind, and using that rocking notion to get really nice little pieces of chive. So when it comes to king of the knife block, it's the chef knife. Let me introduce you to the Santoku. It's our East meets West knife. Okay, it's of Japanese origin, basically meaning three good things: chopping, mincing, and dicing. And it really does. Now have a look at this particular shape of this knife. We have a dolphin nose, which gives us extra strength. Our hollow ground edge here, what that does is allow vegetables or whatever it's slicing to actually come away from the blade. So let's take a potato for example. We want to slice it. I've barreled it already. Thinking about safety, thumb behind, 4 fingers front, and using it as slicing down motion. And when you get a little better, you get a little quicker. So just push that to the side. I mean, that's just basic everyday vegetable preparation. If you're making dinner, you're doing stir fries and risottos and soups and things like that, you're always going to use this particular knife. Now let's say we can do a zucchini for example. So the slices just come straight off. It's not sticking to it. And then we want to make a salad. We might do a little julienne. Slice back the other way. And we want it to be even more delicate. We could do a little soup or a little risotto, thrown in last minute to an omelette. Just like this. Back the other way. A fine dice of zucchini. I mean, the Santoku, our East meets West knife, makes life a lot easier when it comes to doing a lot of preparation with vegetables and fruits. And here we have the petty knife, a good all-round utility knife. Now I love this particular one, especially when it comes to butchery, so cutting things away from the bone. Let's say we've got the chicken here for example, so we'd take the knife and using the sharp face of the blade, and we can also use the tip of the knife to actually get that little extra oyster right there behind the bone. Every chef loves that little oyster part. And then taking it, there you have the Maryland. We break that piece of chicken in half, then you have the drumstick, then you have the thigh. Now this is what I really like about this particular knife, it's the sharp nose where I can actually debone the thigh itself. Obviously a lot easier when it comes to feeding the children. You can take the bone out, you don't have to worry about them choking on it. Simple. Meat-free bone, there you have your thigh. Then it's a matter of taking the breast off. So we start here, now there's a center piece here, it's called the breastplate. We run the knife right along that, down, and then we run along the rib cage. And the knife basically follows the contour of the chicken. And we separate the bone there with ease. Then if we wanted to trim that up even further, we wanted to French the bone for example, we would take it here, we would separate through that joint, we could take the knife here and basically just trim the bone, just to clean it of all the meat. It's basically just refining the dish itself. Then within the same context, think about filleting a piece of beef or trimming the sinew off something. Because of the sharp nose on it, we can get under the sinew and holding it up at a 25-degree angle and just working along with the knife. It really is a good all-round knife for preparing a lot of meats and doing a lot of butchery. Now it's time to meet the paring knife. He's my little friend. This particular knife's fantastic when it comes to detailing, doing all the little jobs. So if we take a tomato for example and we want to take that little end of it out, basically running your knife, using the tip of the knife being light and sharp, just to remove that core in one go. It's part of refining the dish. Alright, let's say we wanted to take the core out of an apple. The little fella couldn't chew through that. Cut through your apple, give you a half, then into a quarter, and then to take the core of it out, in one go. There you've basically taken all the seeds and the heart of the apple out. Then let's say we wanted a radish for example for a salad. Basically just cut it in half, maybe into quarters and then into eighths. Stay within the contour of the vegetable itself so it still looks like a radish. I mean this little knife is actually good for a lot of things, not just the vegetables and coring the apples, but when you're trying to do a little bit of artwork and the detailing, it's Halloween, you want to take the eyes out of a pumpkin, this is a fantastic little knife. Go the paring knife. Now when it comes to knives, I feel the slicer, he's the unsung hero. He doesn't get used enough. Maybe he should. Check out his teeth. Now I love this particular knife because it's well balanced. The weight of the knife is perfect when it comes to slicing anything from bread to soft juicy tomatoes to pineapples to oranges to lemons. So the idea is with this particular knife, held firmly, not choking. Same again, with safety, fingers front, thumbs behind. Rather than doing this and getting rough cuts, the idea is to in, out, in, out, in, out. All right, too easy. Take the pineapple for example. What do I do with this thing? Too easy. The idea is to take the top off, take nice slices, then following the contour of the pineapple, running around the edge. This way you're not going to waste it, you're just removing the skin and the husk. So think about summer, pineapple, juice, then taking it in half. And then maybe with your other knife, or even this one's fine. Just slices like this. And it really is delicious. Bye-bye. So the pineapple just onto your plate like that. And then tomato, for example. So thin slices are made really easily. I could even do it with my eyes closed. And there you have the slicer. It basically does all the work for you. Think about those big jagged teeth. Be careful, make sure you're safe. Now when it comes to multi-purpose kitchen tools, you'll not find anything more significant and durable than the Icook multi-purpose kitchen shears. From tip to toe, they're made of premium grade stainless steel. If you're left or right-handed, it doesn't matter. You can use them in both. They're used for multiple of purposes. Everything from cutting meat and bones, opening a bottle, cracking nuts, cutting and stripping wire, opening a jar. Use it as a screwdriver or a pry tool. Tip and pry tool are magnetic. And even cleaning's easy. It's just a matter of pulling them apart, separating them, throw them in the dishwasher or wash them by hand. The Icook multi-purpose kitchen shears are multi-purpose, multi-use. Now that you're done with food preparation, it's important to remember that longevity of your knife will depend upon cleaning and care. So when you're cleaning your knife, make sure it's only ever done by hand, using the dish drops liquid of course. Never ever stick your knives in a dishwasher. This will only dull them, water being an abrasive, and never leave them sitting in a kitchen sink. It's an accident waiting to happen. So after you've dried them, just replace them back in the knife block or the resting tray. So all this will just ensure longevity of your knives. To use the Icook knife sharpener, open it, place your hand firmly on the cover, then place the knife on the bottom slot and pull the knife back toward you. About 5 passes over the ceramic sharpening wheel will sharpen the knife blades. Remember not to sharpen the serrated slicer knife. The multi-purpose shears can be sharpened easily as well, using the same process on the upper section. Using the sharpener will promise peak performance. Icook. Cook healthier, live better.